Today is designated as a federal holiday for Martin Luther King. In a previous episode, I showed you a few clips of people disrespecting his name and his legacy. I showed you those clips so that you could know how far back down the rabbit hole we've fallen as a people. I also wanted to show you what the legacy of modern lawmaking, and that's supposed a critical race theory by Chris Rudolpho, would look like going forward. I was born in 1969, and I received a public education. I've served my country, and I did my best to make my way in this society. Every time I see that clip of B. Simone talking about Martin Luther King's alleged infidelity, I am filled with a murderous rage, and thank God that I don't know where she is. I want to put it to you like this for any of the men that are watching this episode. Can you imagine what it would be like to live in a world where you knew that every day someone was wishing your death, plotting to undermine you and destroy your name in perpetuity? Can you imagine fearing for your life every day? Can you imagine what that would feel like? By now, anybody with any common sense and a working computer, laptop, or phone knows that Martin Luther King's alleged infidelity was a construct of the Federal Bureau of Investigation at that time, headed by J. Edgar Hoover. They knew that they had to destroy his image as well as kill him, and if you have any basic skills, you can simply do an internet search and look at the paperwork on MLK. The government referred to him as a Black Messiah, and they were on a mission to destroy him utterly and make sure that no one followed in his footsteps. They killed a lot of people and went through great trouble to put their operatives amongst us for the last few generations. So today, when I look at B. Simone, Willie D., and scores of other people openly mocking and disrespecting the name of Martin Luther King with no blowback, I feel a certain way about that. Like I said, I'm glad that I don't know B. Simone personally. I don't kick it or rock with Willie D., and I've never owned any of his music. This is a fact I'm very proud of, and I don't mess with anybody that would sit up with Willie D. after he made that video saying that he never liked MLK. This new generation is lost, and there's nothing you can do about it but forge ahead and start working on the generation that comes after them. There is a reason they are called Generation Z. Maybe we can save Generation Alpha, but it's going to take a lot of hard and tenacious work to turn over the apple cart that's been driving this ethnic community into the ground since MLK was assassinated. Now, I'd like to say that in all honesty, if MLK ever slept with another woman during his marriage, I don't care. Coretta Scott King didn't care either because she knew what the bottom line was for our people. I'm disgusted by the behavior and the ignorance of the children that have come after Generation X. I'm also a realist who believes that we should keep it moving right past these idiots and work towards a better future with whatever children we can influence directly. Barring all that, most of our black men need to make homes and families independent of the country. These men need to find a way to live outside of America as expats and build strong nuclear families. Let America have their B. Simones and their Willie D's. When you look at it, these people, if I could even call them that, are property. They are slaves. Coretta Scott King is the only woman that understood the bottom line, ethnically speaking, for the black people at that time. It's unfortunate that most of MLK's lieutenants and confidants didn't. They betrayed Martin Luther King for 3 pieces of silver and sold the black community back into bondage. I despair, but I'm also hopeful that some of the men and boys will survive to make a better future, a better tomorrow. The riddle of steel has been lost to the ethnic black community for generations now. It's our job to lead by example. Martin Luther King is the epitome of black excellence, and I personally wish that he could have gone home to his family now that we know what happened and how the black community betrayed him. His detractors, the B. Simones and Willie D's, along with any number of the leaders of this supposed ethnic community, such that it is, are living proof that no one was listening to the man, even in his last days. I wish that Martin Luther King could have got out of the movement and gone home to raise his children with Coretta Scott King, his loving wife and true partner in that movement. I wish that he could have lived out the rest of his life in peace with his children and his wife. Today, that black community has gone out of its way to prove that all of his efforts to right the ship and get us on the right track were for naught. Happy birthday, Martin. Rest in power always and forever, my king. Assalamu alaikum.